Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. As far as tonight's Friday Night Smackdown does go, I thought it was a pretty good show, very easy to watch, but it's the last 2 hour Friday Night Smackdown, which kind of stinks, but I'm very interested to see what they do. We kind of know what they're going to be doing because we've gotten the 3-hour Raws. So we know that the 3-hour shows sometimes drag in WWE as far as the weekly shows do go. So I'm not a big fan of this, but we'll have to let it play out because it's like, how do I explain it? It's like, okay, they're going from 2 to 3. 2-hour SmackDowns have been really good, but it's just like, and these 2-hour Raws have been really good, but it's just like, I don't know if I want a freaking 3-hour SmackDown as we're getting a 3-hour Raw on Netflix. So yeah, we're getting a lot of WWE content plus the 2-hour NXT that we sometimes do and sometimes don't watch, but that's a whole other story for another day. But again, really good SmackDown, easy to watch, fun show, great content, a lot to talk about, especially that main event segment setting up the first official match, technically kind of the third, but the first official for the Royal Rumble. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel, one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Excuse me. Also, remember, you can help us out over on YouTube. You can hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live. And that way you know when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, you can help us out by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, if you subscribe at the $1 tier, you're just supporting the channel. If you get to the $5 tier, you're getting emotes you can use in the live chat and the comments. We're going to have some cool watch-alongs and early reviews and whatnot going up with retro content on there as well, and other videos you will be getting early access to that we're creating also. With that, remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. Finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PWU Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Whether you're getting the new Fortnite Battle Pass or Battle Passes, because there's a bunch of them now on Fortnite from your Xbox, your PlayStation, your Switch, your phone, your tablet, your computer, you're going to have to go to the store and get V-Bucks and put the code in right here. It says PWU Unlimited. PWU Unlimited. With that, also, after this, we're going to do another live stream. We got to create graphics for the Royal Rumble. So we're going to do a graphic design stream where I show you my process in creating graphics for the channel right here, PWU Unlimited. We'll be live on YouTube and Twitch, twitch.tv/TimAnyBuddy, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, Dwayne, you don't see my ugly face? You don't see my ugly mug? I'm live right now. Camera is on. You say it's not, but it is. So fast forward. You're behind, way behind. But as far as SmackDown does go, scroll down here in my notes. We get video of Cody calling out Kevin from last month, opening the show, and then we get an extended video of what happened at Saturday Night's main event. Nick Aldis is then backstage, and he basically said that Kevin Owens is not the champion, but he is in possession of the Winged Eagle belt. Aldis said the belt represents greatness and not being a champion. As far as Owens claims, it is not him being the champion. Aldis said that he is giving Owens till the end of the night to relinquish the Winged Eagle belt. If not, he will face severe consequences that will affect his future within WWE. I loved this, that Aldis was stern, direct to the point and just like, I ain't no bullshit. No bullshit. Kathy Kelly was shown in gorilla position. She interviewed Naomi and Bianca Belair. Naomi said that she was grateful to hold the tag team titles with Bianca. Belair said that they won't forget about what happened to Jade, though. Bayley then stepped up as Naomi was like, well, it's good to have help from my other tag partner, Bayley. And Bayley walks up and she's all happy to help and team with them and whatnot. Bianca's music hits. They all go to the ring together. 3 walk out together. As far as their opponents, though, Tiffany comes out by herself. Nia's music then hits, and Nia and Candice come out together. Nia's got a mic in hand. Nia literally goes, Bianca, how many times do I have to tell you I didn't do anything to Jade? For all we know, it might have been you. Because we know it's not Tiffany. She couldn't even help us win the tag titles last week, so she couldn't orchestrate something like that. Tiffany's like, what? Huh? Jack said that, might have been you, and now you're throwing the blame on everybody else. Jack said that Belair couldn't stand to share the spotlight with Jade. And that is why she had to take Jade out, because Jade was becoming better than her. Jack said that Belair snapped. Jack told Belair, own up. Own your actions. Tell everybody what you did. Or Jax will make Belair own it herself. So that's what a lot of people are speculating. That, was it Bianca? Was it Naomi? Don't think it was Bayley. Some might think it's Bayley. But I think there's a chance it was Bianca. Bianca's turning heel. And that's how we get to Bianca Jade WrestleMania. As far as the 6-woman tag match does go, it was fine. It was just a fine tag team match at that. So Stratton and Belair started the match. Belair had control early on with the heels on the outside of the ring. Belair, Bayley, and Naomi all took them out with various mistimed splashes. The show then went to a quick commercial break. Also, I believe this was the first night that any WWE content aired live on Netflix. SmackDown was live on Netflix tonight internationally, so that was cool. Apparently, even if you have the no ads version of Netflix, you're still going to get some sort of a break. And I think they just played like footage of wrestlers with weird music over it. So yeah, you're still getting stuff and breaks and whatnot. So you're not just like, oh, you're watching on Netflix, SmackDown on Netflix, we're going to roll through with content. Nope. USA goes to a break, you go to a break. So I believe there's a possibility, I don't know this for sure, Raw's not going to be in Netflix everywhere, not in Japan, not in Germany, and a few other locations around the world. So when they have to go to break, does that mean that Netflix is going to just do this same thing that they did for SmackDown, where it's you're just going to see like a little video play or whatever with music in the background? It's just really wrestlers in their entrance, like AJ doing the and then Bayley on the ropes and LA Knight walking out. So we'll see how it all worked out. Anyways, the show returned and Jax was punching Belair inside the ring. Naomi gave Jax a stink face after tagging in. Jax came right back and planted Jax and got a 2 count off of it. LeRae tagged in and kept control of the heels, or for the heels. Naomi made a brief comeback and Belair tagged in and hit a pair of splashes on Candice. Belair then pounded on LeRae until Stratton distracted Belair and Jax tagged in. From there, Jax had a leg drop on Belair and earned a 2 count. LeRae then tagged back in, and then Stratton hit a splash from the top rope after a blind tag, though. Stratton yelled at LeRae about not being tagged in enough, and it ultimately led to Belair tagging in Bayley. LeRae then tagged in and was the recipient of a back suplex from Bayley. Bayley went for a dropkick through the turnbuckles on LeRae, but LeRae ran Bayley's head into the post. This looked hard. This looked bad, but good bad, if you know what I mean. A good bad. LeRae then planted Bayley face first on the ring apron, and the show went to yet another commercial break. The match went like 16 minutes. When the show returned, Bayley and LeRae went down in the ring. Stratton tagged in, and Naomi tagged in too. Naomi kicked Stratton in the head and followed it up with a mule kick and a bulldog for a near fall. Things then broke down, and everyone kind of just traded power moves for a minute. Jax found herself on the second rope, and Naomi pulled her off, sweeping the legs and hitting a split-legged moonsault, but Stratton broke up the pin attempt. With Jax down, Stratton teased cashing in the Money in the Bank. Like Nia's laying there, and Tiffany's like, "Oh, well, yep, gonna walk over here, grab this, gonna walk up, get up on the apron." And the ref's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I wanna." And Candace runs up and pulls the briefcase. She pulls Tiffy off the apron. She falls down. They slam the briefcase down. Tiffany gets right in Candace's face and goes, "I want to be a champion. I want to be champion." And Candace is like, "No, we ain't doing this." And Tiffany's like, "Get out of my face. Get out of my face." Candace then gets up on the apron, and yeah, that's when everything goes to hell. Ray tags herself in, and, well, takes a full Nelson slam and gets pinned. Takes a full Nelson slam and gets pinned. Unfortunately, Hills couldn't get done because they couldn't work together. Tiffany and Candace still can't work together. Afterwards, they're kind of all the heels are just sitting on the floor at ringside, and Nia's just sitting there going, "What the hell happened? What the hell happened?" Basically. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are talking to Nick Aldis and like, "Hey, you see what Braun Strowman did last week? Messed up all the stuff that I just bought for the Grayson Waller effect to snazzy up the set and make it look better. And who's going to pay for this? Who's going to pay to get it all fixed? I got a bill for you, Nick Aldis. Smackdown, that's who's going to pay for this." He's like, "Hey, I told you. You paid for it. You get it fixed. You got a problem? Go talk to Braun." And they're like, "Oh, well." And he's like, and you, Austin Theory, you got a match with Braun Strowman coming up. You might want to go get ready for that." And as they're kind of like, "Yeah, okay, whatever," in comes Sami Zayn to talk to Nick Aldis as we go to a commercial break. We come back from the break, and Zayn was still talking with Nick Aldis. He's like, "Hey, I want to crack at the bloodline. If they can come to SmackDown and try to get involved in my stuff there, I want to come here and I want to fight them." Earl Hayes just then walks in. Just walks right in. And was like, "Hey, Nick Aldis, have a Christmas card." Sammy's like, "Excuse me? What do you think you're doing? You walk into a room, you see two people talking, you wait your turn." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Sammy. You want a Christmas card too?" Sammy's like, "Excuse me? No, I don't want that." And he crumples it up and throws it in Carmelo's face. And Carmelo's like, "Whoa, hey, calm down. How about you just stay off my show? Go back to where you came from." Zayn then told Aldis, "You know what? Bloodline can wait. I want him." And Aldis said, "You know what? Consider it done." So later on, we do get Sami Zayn versus Carmelo Hayes. But speaking of Austin Theory just moments ago, Austin Theory had a 7.5-minute match with Braun Strowman. Strowman facepalm Theory out of the ring to start things off. Strowman followed this up with a series of strikes, and eventually, after Strowman threw Theory rolled to the outside. The show then went to a commercial break, and after the break, when the show returned, Theory hit a DDT on Strowman. Theory chop blocked Strowman and punched Strowman for a 1. Strowman then Strowman then drop kicked Theory, and Theory rolled to the outside. Strowman then pulled Theory up onto the apron and eventually threw Theory onto Waller on the outside. Waller then started getting involved over and over and over, but he never touched Braun, so it wasn't like a DQ. Braun just kept knocking him down and knocking him away. Strowman at one point clotheslined Theory on the outside of the ring and threw Theory back in. Strowman went to the top rope, but Waller kind of stalled things out for a moment. Theory then went for the A-Town down. Yes, got Braun up on his shoulders, off his feet, but couldn't really hold him up there. He stumbled. Braun then stumbled out of it, landed a running power slam, and pinned Austin Theory to pick up the victory. Good little match here. That was a good little match. Saw the power of Austin Theory. I got Braun Strowman up. Got him up, and I was like, "Oh, buddy, what the hell are you doing, bro?" So then Owens, Kevin Owens that is, had a little rebuttal for Nick Aldis from, well, his car. Owens got a promo from the car. Said, "Yeah, I heard what you said, Nick. But I deserve to hold this Winged Eagle belt. I am the true WWE champion." Owens says that he and Aldis, well, need to have a little discussion. So he'll come into the arena. Not yet, though. When he's ready on his terms. No security. No office people. Just me and you. In that case, then, well, we can then talk. Kevin Owens is great. I'm just going to say it right now. He is, now that Bryan Danielson is retired, Kevin Owens is my current favorite, currently active, I guess you could say, professional wrestler. It was Bryan Danielson. Kevin Owens was the second, with like CM Punk kind of right there as well. But I think Kevin Owens has surpassed CM Punk for me. I like Owens better than Punk now, because he used to be like my all-time favorite wrestlers: Bryan Danielson, Randy Orton, CM Punk, Kevin Owens, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Those are my top 5. Orton, I don't know. He's kind of just here and there. I mean, he's been doing great recently, but it's like Kevin Owens, fast. Kevin Owens, my new number 1. As far as active, Danielson's probably always going to be my favorite of all time, but Kevin Owens, as of full-time active wrestlers, I don't think there's a much better. I don't think, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, I don't think there is anybody in the world of professional wrestling right now that does the little things, the things between the notes, better than Kevin Owens. Yeah, you have guys like Will Ospreay that can go out there and have great matches. You have guys like Will Ospreay that go out there and do big moves and flashy moves and whatnot. But it's Kevin Owens that does the things between the flashy moves, the subtle things that most people may actually miss, the little things in promos, facial expressions during the match and during the promos. It's those things that makes Kevin Owens, to me, the best pro wrestler right now. Then we had the Chelsea Green Women's United States Championship celebration. This was okay. Wasn't great or anything. But then at the same time, I say it wasn't great, yet Chelsea Green was phenomenal throughout. Chelsea Green is amazing. Chelsea Green is fantastic. The segment starts and Piper Niven is in the ring. She introduces Chelsea Green, the new first, youngest, longest reigning, whatever. They got all these different things on it. It's the heel way of doing it. Women's United States champion. And it's funny because like Corey Graves, like, she's the youngest Women's United States champion. She's the longest reigning Women's United States champion. And Michael Cole goes, yeah, but Corey, she's also the oldest Women's United States champion. The shortest reign for the Women's United States champion. It was funny. They're kind of like bicker back and forth. Anyways, Chelsea comes down to the ring looking great, dressed as Lady Liberty. She had the little crown thing on, wearing all green. And Corey goes, he said something like, well, that's where Lady Liberty went. And, I just lost it though. Michael Cole, Michael Cole goes, yeah, maybe she should have stayed out over on Ellis Island. That was funny. So, Piper introduces her. Chelsea comes down to the ring. It's a good ovation from the crowd. And she's doing like the pageant wave kind of thing. And she's playing it all up. And she steps up to the podium and she thanks everybody. Green says that she wanted to address the people of the WWE Universe. And they have, officially turned the blue brand into red, white, and green. Green calls herself the most glamorous, most everything, what we already just talked about. Green then walks over to Piper and she goes, I want to thank one person, a great person who has had my back through everything, that has been there through all of this, that should deserve all the credit for me winning this title. And you think she's going to say Piper, and then she goes, myself, Chelsea Green. She keeps speaking and she says, it's not what Chelsea Green can do for you. It's what you can do for Chelsea Green. And then she gets cut off by Meechin, who comes out with a kendo stick. Meechin's not done with Chelsea Green. They talk about the whole dumpster match and everything. But Green says that she'd say Meechin could be a champion, but I don't want to lie. Green challenged the crowd to ask themselves what to do. She said 2025 will be the year of the red, white, and green. Meechin said, hey, you brought your friend at Saturday Night's main event. How about I introduce you to my friend right here? Oh, the kendo stick. She walks down to the ring. Piper gets out of the ring. Meechin beats her up with the kendo stick. Meechin then gets in the ring and swings at Chelsea. Chelsea gets away. Chelsea is being pulled out of the ring by Piper when she swings again, Meechin that is, and almost hits Chelsea right in the face. And the segment ends with Piper carrying Chelsea away and Meechin standing tall in the ring, wanting a shot at the Women's United States Championship. Not bad, not great. Chelsea's delivery in her promo and just her delivery and just the way she presented herself, freaking phenomenal. Chelsea Green is fantastic. So we go backstage, and Nick Aldis is talking to DIY and the Street Profits, and he's like, hey, DIY, you need to own it. You need to own. Are you the ones that attacked Street Profits? Because, well, got eyewitnesses to say you may have. And they're like, what? What are you talking about? We attacked. What? We attacked them? And Aldis is like, come here. And he brings in Pretty Deadly. And Pretty Deadly are like, yeah. They're like, what did you see? What did you see? Attack the Street Profits. They're like, well, before we say that, we're going to get funding for our Broadway play, for our musical. We're going to help us with this. And Aldis is like, no, we're not. And they're like, oh, well, it was the Garzas. It was the Garzas. They did it. The Garzas did it. And B-Fab's like, are you sure? B-Fab, not great delivery. B-Fab, sometimes she either speaks like somebody trying to play a role and not just presenting like a great actor makes you feel like that's them. B-Fab feels like someone being somebody else. And so she's like, and then it's like half the time she's either talking too fast or she's just, it just doesn't come off genuine. It comes off fake. She's like, are you sure? You sure it was the Garzas? Like, for real? And they're like, yeah, it was the Garzas. The Garzas did it. So the Street Profits like, well, hold up. We just saw them. We just went. Let's go. And so they're like, Angel, Garzas, Berto, where you at? And all of a sudden, Humberto, Angel, and Elektra Lopez just walk out from another area. And they're like, you sons of bitches. And they jump them and they start fighting and they're brawling. Nick Aldis runs over. He's got people breaking him up. He's like, hey, no. We ain't doing this back here. You guys want to fight? We got time right now. Go to the ring. Go to the ring and get it done there. So we go to break. We come back. The match had just started. About 11 minutes or so. A little over 11 minutes that we saw. The Street Profits versus Los Garza. And it was blatantly obvious that Pretty Deadly lied. Just the way they were like, was they look over at Ciampa and Gargano and they go, the Garzas. It's like, oh, no shit. No shit, you just lied. Yeah, okay, cool, whatever. We have this match, and it's a great match. Like these two teams worked very well together. But it's like, for what? We know that Pretty Deadly lied. We know that it wasn't the Garzas that attacked them. It was DIY. Like, it's blatantly obvious. So it's like, why is this match even happening? Why are the Garzas not going, we didn't attack you. We don't need to fight you right now. What is going on? Go to Nick Aldis and say, why do we got to fight them when we didn't do anything? You know? Instead, they're just like, all right, let's do it. Okay. Ford and Berto were in the ring at one point, and Ford clotheslined him. Dawkins and tagged in. And I think it was Graves kept saying Dawkins is very underrated and one of the most, what did he call him? Improved wrestlers on the Smackdown brand over the last year or so. Dawkins tagged in, and the two hit the double flapjack on Berto. Angel tagged in, and the two worked over Dawkins. Angel pummeled Dawkins and tagged in Berto. Dawkins fired up and took Berto down. Ford tagged in. And things kind of broke down between the four wrestlers. They brawled outside the ring, and the show went to a commercial break. Back from the break, Angel had control over Ford, complete with a spinebuster. Berto tagged in and kept up the momentum. Angel then tagged in before long, and Ford hit a DDT to kind of even things out and reset the match. Ultimately, though, Dawkins received the hot tag, and Dawkins came in to take out both heels. Ford tagged in, and Berto was on Dawkins' shoulders, and Dawkins broke things up. Berto and Angel then threw Ford off the top with a press slam. Like, they're literally standing on the top rope. They lift Montez Ford over their heads. So these guys are like my height, 5'10-ish, maybe. And they lift Ford up over their heads and then throw him down. Holy shit. Because that's like, top rope's like almost 5 foot. Because if you think about it, close to it. Maybe it's like 4'8", 4'10", 9. But It's right between 4.5 to 5 feet. Then you have the 5.5 feet or more of the Berto and Angel. Then another foot or two that they're lifting their arms. So it's like Dawkins was at least, I don't know, 9-10 feet up in the air when they threw him down. Like, oh, damn. I could be exaggerating, but I don't know. Berto and Angel then did some big moves where Berto landed a moonsault, or Angel jumped with the moonsault to the outside to take down Dawkins, and then Berto got a moonsault on Ford in the ring for a near fall. Angel then tagged in to become the legal man, but it wasn't long before Dawkins tagged in as well to take care of the heels. With Berto and Angel on the outside, Ford then landed a huge splash. Profits set up for their finish. They hit it. They got the victory. Street Profits pick up the win. There we go. Street Profits defeat Los Garzas. We then get an Andrade vignette talking about Nakamura and how Nakamura screwed him out of a chance to win the U.S. title, and he wants revenge and this and that. And we learn that next week in a non-title match will be Andrade versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And I'm like, damn, Nakamura gonna be busy, because Nakamura's working the January 1st. He's working Wednesday, January 1st in Japan. And then by Friday, he's got to be at Smackdown in Phoenix. Which technically, if you think about it, when he's working that January 1st match in Japan, well, no, I'm thinking wrong. Never mind. But yeah, he's gonna have busy travel late next week, because he's in Japan already. Like, he's there. He and Omos are there representing WWE and Noah. But he's got to do that show, do that match, and then fly back to the States. And it's not like, oh, East Coast, whatever. Nope, he's got to fly to the West Coast, basically, Phoenix, Arizona, for next week's 3-hour Raw, which will feature a women's title match where Naomi will challenge Nia Jax for the WWE Women's Championship. So, yeah, Shinsuke gonna be busy next week. Which I'm like, you couldn't have waited an extra week? I think they should have waited an extra week because Shinsuke's travel. But hey, whatever. Excuse me. So Pretty Deadly was shown backstage, and they ran into DIY. Pretty Deadly said that we scratched your backs, you scratch our backs. Street Profits then walked up with the BFAB, and they're like, hey, thanks for telling us the truth. Thanks for telling us what occurred last week, or a couple weeks ago, or whatever. And the Street Profits were like, yeah, now when you go Nick Aldis, you get a tag title shot. Motor City Machine Guns then walk up and they go, excuse me, if anybody deserves a shot at the tag titles, it's us. You guys lost. You guys couldn't even get to the tag title shot. Get to the back of the line. And they're like, no, we deserve the shot because we didn't get our shot. And then Apollo Crews walks up and goes, hey, well, you know, you've been played. They're like, say what? He's like, hey, you've been played. It wasn't the Garzas. They're like, it wasn't? How do you know? He's like, I saw it with my own 2 eyes. It was DIY. DIY is the one that attacked you. And then Cruz is like, all right, see ya. You got played. You got played. And they're sitting there going, wait, what? Huh? Okay. It's like, Apollo, you're not watching a monitor in the back or something? You're going to see what, just a freaking 7-8 minute match? Because they thought, and you thought to wait? Come on. What's with the wait? Why'd you wait, Apollo? That was weird. I will say that. That was weird. Apollo Crews over here waiting. So, we then had Sami Zayn versus Carmelo Hayes. The match did end in DQ in 11.5 minutes. Good match while it lasted. Like, as the main event match of the show? Heck yeah. Really good. The two lock up, and the crowd's chanting Sammy Uso. Zayn chopped the hell out of Melo until Melo came back with the drop kick for a 1. Melo found himself on the outside of the ring, and Melo dragged Zayn to the outside. Zayn ultimately landed a moonsault off the crowd barrier onto Melo, and the show went to a break. Show returned, and Melo had control. Melo landed a springboard splash onto Zayn and worked a ground and pound. Zayn fired up and hit a clothesline to reset kind of everything. Zayn went to the second rope and hit a double axe handle. Zayn then hit a blue thunder bomb and got a good near fall off of it. Zayn went to the top and did miss a splash, which turned into a first 48 from Mello for a very close near fall. Mello landed a springboard DDT on Zayn and went to the top. He then leapt into a clothesline from Zayn, who then fired up. Zayn landed an exploder on Mello in the corner. Zayn set it for a haluva kick, but Mello rolled to the outside and started to just walk off to the back. This is when, Braun Strowman would appear and take out Mello, basically running him down and back to the ring or whatever. Yet out of nowhere, there are them damn dastardly bloodline, Solo and his men attacking Sammy, which caused the DQ. Strowman was then shown beating up Mello on the ramp when he looked back down and was like, oh, I'm going to go help Sammy. So he goes down. Tama Tonga tries to go after him. He throws Tama Tonga into the barricade. He gets in the ring. And as Braun Strowman, Jacob Fatu, the big man, looking right at each other. Numbers game. Numbers game didn't work in the advantage of Strowman. The monster is taken down with chop block from Tama Tonga. So they're beating him down. They eventually take down Strowman. Sami Zayn tries to come back. He double legs Solo, but they get him as well. Solo then gives him the spike. And people come down to try and break it all up and everything. And then we hear, and out comes Kevin Owens, pink shoes and all. He walks out on the ramp as we go to our final break of the night. So this was great. This was amazing. Like, all three men were perfect here. Cody cutting some heartfelt, I want to beat your ass promos. Just, ooh, yeah, this was good. This was real good. Also, Brandy's very smart. When Daddy got to work in Orlando, you tag along and you have a little liberty to go to Disney World, because that's what she did today. They were in Orlando. Cody got to work in Orlando. Oh, we're coming with. We're ride on the bus and we're going to Disney World. So Aldis and Kevin Owens were in the ring, and I'm sitting here going, is Nick Aldis about to take a freaking pile driver? He didn't, but I really thought he was going to. He told Owens, do the right thing. Hand over the belt and everything will be fine. Owens told Aldis to explain why he'd give this belt back. It's not a bargaining chip. Owens said that he'd give the belt back. He can get a rematch with Cody. Owens said that he had Cody beat, but the ref was not there to count the match or count the fall. And everybody knows he should have been the one to leave with the belt. Aldis noted how he said it's not a negotiation. And because of that, Owens needs to hand over that belt right now, or he will never step in a WWE ring again. Cody's music hits. Place loses their minds. Out comes Cody. Place erupts. Cody comes out with a microphone. And all of a sudden, Cody, I got this for your health. I'm not going to disclose anything, but stay away. Don't come down to this ring. Cody's like, Nick, I respect that, but we're not going to let this man be a martyr. Cody brought up how Owens claims that Cody teamed with Reigns, yet that's why Cody is a bad person. But Cody argued. Owens attacked Cody at Saturday night's main event, like Reigns would have as well. Cody listed off all the people for whom he does this for. The boys in the back, his girls, the fans, everybody. Cody said it's his responsibility to take the winged eagle back. Cody said that it was that man, a man, who told him, one night only. You've got this thing here everywhere, bringing it to every show with you. Cody said that he wanted a match with Kevin Owens. And if you want a match where the referee can't screw you, well, I want a match where the referee can't stop me for what I'm going to do to you. And it puts the mic down to a side, and him and Nick Aldis start having a conversation that we can kind of hear through the camera. And he's like, ladder match, Nick. I want a ladder match. Let's do the Nick's like, ladder match? Are you sure, Cody? Like, you're positive. He gets in the ring and he goes, you take that winged eagle belt? Or he's like, it's about the climb, isn't it? Well, how about we climb for these titles? You take that winged eagle belt. I'll take this belt on my shoulder. We'll hang him above the ring. Ladder match. And both men just look at each other. And Nick Aldis is like, are you sure? He looks at Cody. He looks at Kevin. Are you sure? He's like, all right. Well, I'm going to make it official. At the Royal Rumble, Kevin Owens will challenge Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship in a ladder match. We think everything's over. We think it's done. Kevin got his match. He's still got the belt on his shoulder. And as Nick then turns to look at Cody once more, he is shoved by Kevin Owens. Kevin knocks Nick Aldis into Cody Rhodes. He goes, well, Cody, I guess you could say, wouldn't shake Kevin's hand or whatever. I don't know. Like, Kevin did kind of put the hand out to shake, but he didn't want to shake it. So Owens maybe saw that as like disrespect. Owens then eventually, attacks Cody a little bit before walking away, yelling, I'm the true champion. I'm the real champion. I'm the true WWE champion. And the show goes off the air with Kevin Owens holding up the Winged Eagle belt. Also, speaking of the Winged Eagle belt, Mike Cole kept calling it the Winged Eagle belt. Kevin's got to give back that Winged Eagle belt. Kevin shouldn't have that Winged Eagle belt. And I feel like this is like me and Nick on a podcast together, because Corey Graves really goes, Cole, why do you keep calling it the Winged Eagle belt? What other kind of eagle is there? Just the Eagle belt. It's like me when I go, there's a solid steel cage match, and Nick would go, solid steel? What other kind of steel is there? But yeah, great ending. A lot of drama, intensity, fire, and passion. And other than the 2 Rumble matches, the first official match, the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. But we do have a message here from Esports Gaming Rules, who just resubscribed at Tier 1 for 31 months. He says, watched a little bit of the USA Network app on Roku, but 3 hours of Smackdown will be crazy and gives more time for WWE stars. Yes, that's why they're doing the transfer window. They need to bring up more names to Raw and SmackDown with now 2 3-hour programs. It's like, everyone's like, oh my God, SmackDown's going to be, how are we going to do a 3-hour SmackDown? And this and that. But it's like, Raw's been 3 hours since 2012. We know what a 3-hour WWE weekly show is. It's not anything new. So why is everybody all of a sudden crying and going, oh my God, what are we going to expect? This show's going to suck. Blah, 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 blah. Like, no, we know what the show's going to be. It's going to be like our 3-hour Raw. So anyways, I don't care either way. I like the 2-hour shows better. But if it's a 3-hour show, it's a 3-hour show. Whatever. But with all of that, you know what I thought of SmackDown. I liked SmackDown. I thought SmackDown was good. But now it's time to hear what you guys thought of the show as we get to the polls going right here. Remember, the best way to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air. If you're watching on Twitch, donate Twitch bits. If you're watching on YouTube, donate a super chat. What did you think of SmackDown? I liked it. It was all right. Also, remember, after this, we were doing another live stream tonight where I'll be creating my, I'll be creating my Royal Rumble graphics. Didn't like it. All right. The poll is live. If you're watching on Twitch, let's go refresh these other polls really fast. All right. If you're watching, Threads poll. Whoa. 50% liked it. 50% thought it was just all right. Looking at the Facebook poll, I liked it as winning. It was all right as in second. And didn't like it, only has 1 vote. Or as the Twitter X poll does go. 74% liked the show. 14% didn't like the show. 11% thought it was just all right. Looking at the YouTube community poll. 76% liked the show, 19% thought it was just all right, and 4% didn't like it. As far as the YouTube live poll does go, basically the same. 71% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right, and 4% didn't like it. And everybody that voted on Twitch liked the show. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up here. I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, tomorrow night is AEW World's End. So we'll be live following that show, running all that down, giving you what we thought and the results and this and that and so forth. So that should be a fun time as well. With that, guys, have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.